Hello, dear students. I am Rangaswamy, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Government Engineering College. I would like to welcome you all to the online video session on waves and oscillations. Okay, dear all, please make a note. This chapter, waves and oscillation, is common for all the engineering branches. Okay, in this session, we will be discussing the following contents. First, we will be looking to introduction part of motion and its types. Then we will be defining important definitions related to oscillating motion. Okay, then we are going to define the most important part of this chapter, that is definition of simple harmonic motion along with examples. Then we derive the equation of simple harmonic motion using Hooke's law in differential form. Okay, finally we have a test of MCQ type. Okay, well, now let's start today's session. Okay, first we move on to the introduction part of what? Motion. Okay, dear students, in our daily life, we have seen many types of motions. Okay, in our daily life, we have seen many types of motions. So, for example, moving vehicles on a road, or playing kids, or maybe moving stars. Okay, and so on. In the sky, the stars are appears to be moving. Like that, we have seen many types of what? Motions. Okay, among these type of motions, we noticed that some type of motions are repetitive motions and some type of motions are non-repetitive motions. Someone are found to be repetitive motions and someone are found to be non-repetitive motions. So, okay, based on that, the motions are divided into two types of repetitive motion and non-repetitive motion. Okay, non-repetitive motion means what? Non-repetitive motion means the motion that does not repeat. So, okay, at a regular interval of time. If the motion does not repeat at a regular interval of time, okay, that type of motion we called as what? Non-repetitive motion. Okay, again the motion that repeats at a regular interval of time. Okay, that type of motion we are called as a repetitive motion. Repetitive means the motion that repeats at a regular interval of time or at a definite period of time. Okay, that type of motion we are called as repetitive motion, also called as a periodic motion. Okay, let's discuss one by one. Okay, first, okay, since non-repetitive motion is not main part of our chapter, that's why I'm going to convey the concept of non-repetitive motion with the examples. Okay, the one of the example for non-repetitive motion is rectilinear motion, and the second example for non-repetitive motion is, for example, projectile motion. Okay, okay. Now, let's move on to the rectilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? Okay, already in the first PU and second PU level, we have learned most of the concepts related to motion and basics of motion. Okay, here your rectilinear motion is the motion of a particle in a straight line. The motion of a particle in a straight line is called rectilinear motion. Okay, for example, a bullet fired from a gun is one of the example for rectilinear motion. Okay, and again, for example, kids sliding down from the slide is also example for rectilinear motion. Okay, similarly, the motion of vehicles on a straight road. Okay, motion of a train on a straight track. Okay, and many more. These are the examples for rectilinear motion. Okay, then let's move on to the projectile motion. What is projectile motion? Okay, already in the second view you studied, in the first view you studied projectile motion. Projectile motion is the motion of a particle under the action of only gravity. Under the action of what? Only gravity is called projectile motion. Okay, for example, a shot put thrown by the player. When the shot put thrown by the player, what happens when it is released? That shot put moves only under the action of what? Gravity. Okay, similarly, a football kicked by the player is also example for projectile motion. Okay, and also food packets are dropped from the aeroplane. Okay, the food packets are dropped from the aeroplane, also example for projectile motion. Okay, now let's move to the most important part of our today's topic, that is called periodic motion. Okay, what is periodic motion? As I told you, periodic motion means what? The motion that repeats at a regular interval of time. Okay, is called periodic motion. Okay, we found that some periodic motions are rotatory motions, some periodic motions are circular motions, some periodic motions are oscillatory motions, and some periodic motions are vibratory motions, and so on. Okay, now let's discuss one by one along with example. Okay, first I go with the circular motion. What is circular motion? The motion of a particle in a circular path. Okay, the motion of a particle in a circular path is called circular motion. Okay, for example, the motion of electron around the nucleus is an example for circular motion. Also, the motion of earth around the sun is also example for your circular motion. Similarly, look at the motion of moon around the earth is also example for your circular motion. Okay, now let's move on to the second one, that is called rotational motion. What is rotational motion? Okay, rotation is the motion of a particle about its one axis. About its what? One axis is called rotational motion. For example, rotation of earth about its one axis. Okay, rotation of earth about its one axis. Similarly, okay, rotation of your tiles. Okay, is also example for rotational motion. Also, the spinning motion of electrons, also example for rotational motion, and many more. Okay, then move on to the third type of periodic motion, that is called oscillatory motion. What is oscillatory motion? Oscillatory motion means what? Oscillatory motion means the motion that okay, sorry, the to and fro motion, the to and fro motion of a particle about a fixed point. The free and the to and fro motion of a particle about a fixed point. Okay, we are called as a oscillatory motion. Okay, for example, okay, all type of AC signals. For example, alternating current, alternating voltage, alternating EMF varies with respect to time are the examples for oscillatory motion. Also, one of the simple and best example for oscillatory motion is called motion of the simple pendulum bob. Okay, and also excited tuning fork. When the tuning fork is excited, the fronts of the tuning fork is set vibrates. Okay, simple harmonically. That is also example for what? Your oscillatory motion. Clear? Okay. Now, dear students, in order to understand the details of oscillatory motion, we have to understand some basic definitions related to oscillatory motion. So, these definitions are very, very important in understanding the concept of oscillations and waves. Okay, now let's move on to means we are going to define definition one by one. Okay, now assume suppose this is the one of the body oscillating simple harmonic oscillating. Okay, assume this is one of the oscillating body, for example, simple pendulum bob. Okay, now first one. Okay, we have to know mean position or equilibrium position. Dear students, this is very, very important. What is mean position and what is equilibrium position? What is mean position? Okay, look at mean position means it is the point through which okay your motion repeats at a regular interval of time. Okay, at that point we generally means it is the one of the point referred as the origin point. Okay, here physically the force acting on that particle is equal to 0. Here that position is called mean position. Please look at the diagram. In the diagram, the position A is called as mean position. Here force acting on the particle. Here force acting on the particle executing oscillatory motion is equal to 0. If the force acting on the if the net force acting on the particle is equal to 0, okay, then the position or then the point is called mean position or equilibrium position. Okay, well, okay, then we move on to the second most important definition, that's called amplitude of the oscillatory motion. Anybody? What is amplitude? Okay, already I told you in the first PU and second PU you have studied all these definitions, but here once again I will redefine the definitions of what? Basic definitions of your oscillatory motion. Okay, first one, okay, second one, amplitude. What is amplitude? Amplitude means what? The maximum displacement of a particle from the mean position. Look here, the maximum displacement of a particle from the mean position we called as amplitude of the motion. Okay, you may measure on either side of what? Your mean position. Okay, that is the amplitude of the your oscillatory motion. I will repeat once again. Amplitude is the maximum displacement of a particle on either side of the mean position is called okay amplitude of the oscillation. Okay, then we move on to the third and most familiar definition for us. It's called what? Period of oscillation. Anybody? What is time period? Time period means what? Time taken by the oscillation to come. Okay, so time taken by the body to complete one oscillation. Time taken by the body to complete what? One oscillation. okay, is called time period. Okay, generally the time period is denoted by the symbol capital T. Capital T is the symbol for time period of the oscillatory motion, or generally we taken T as the symbol for your time period. Okay, then next one, that is also another most important definition. That's called what? Frequency of oscillation. What is frequency? Okay, frequency means what? Number of oscillations completed by the oscillating body. Clear? Number of oscillations completed by the oscillating body in 1 second. In how many seconds? In 1 second. So that is called time frequency of the oscillations. Okay, what is frequency? Number of oscillations completed by the particle in 1 second is called frequency of oscillation. Okay, the frequency of oscillation is found to be number of oscillations divided by time taken. Okay, how do we calculate the frequency? It's very simple. We can practically measure number of oscillations. So note down the time taken, then take the ratio. You will get the answer for what? Frequency of the oscillating body. Okay, now frequency generally is given by the formula F is equal to number of oscillations divided by time taken. Okay, dear students, if number of oscillations are taken as 1, assume for 1 oscillation. Okay, then what is the time taken to complete 1 oscillation? Now, this is called time period. So basically, what is the relation between period and frequency? That is F is equal to 1 by T. F is equal to what? 1 by T is the relation between period and frequency of the oscillatory motion. Okay, next we move on to the angular frequency, also called as angular velocity. What is angular velocity? Okay, angular displacement of a particle per second. Angular displacement of a particle per second is called angular velocity or angular frequency. So angular frequency is given by omega is equal to theta by t. Here omega is a symbol generally used for angular frequency. Omega is equal to theta by t. What is theta? Theta is called angular displacement, where t is the time taken. Okay, assume suppose if the particle completes 1 oscillation, then its angular displacement is what? Is equal to 360 degree. I mean 2 pi. Okay. And what is the time taken to complete 1 oscillation? It is called t. Did you understand? Assume theta is equal to 2 pi. 2 pi means it is the angle described by the particle in 1 complete rotation. Then what is the time taken to complete 1 rotation? It is called capital T. So omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Omega is equal to what? 2 pi by t. Clear? This is the relation between angular frequency and the time period. Angular frequency and the time period relation. Okay, well, then again, what is 1 by t? 1 by t is equal to what? F. So omega is equal to what? Omega is equal to 2 pi f. This is the relation between angular frequency and frequency of the oscillatory motion. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Okay. Okay, then dear students, already we know that what is periodic motion? The motion that repeats itself at a regular interval of time is called periodic motion. Clear? Okay, similar again, that periodic motion represented mathematically by the equation or by the function, that function is called periodic function. Periodic function is the function which repeats after a regular interval of time is called periodic function. Mathematically, periodic function f of t, okay, is equal to f of t plus t is equal to f of t plus 2t and so on. Means it repeats at every interval of time period t. Okay, clear? We here generally f of t plus nt, okay, is the way of representing a periodic function when capital T is the time period of the oscillator motion. Here n is an integer, it takes the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay, okay. The one of the best example for your periodic function is your sinusoidal functions. So generally a sin omega t, a cos omega t, okay, are the periodic functions. Okay, and also the linear combination of sine and cosine functions. Linear combination of what? Sine and cosine functions. Also a periodic function. Now, for example, f of t equals a sin omega t plus b cos omega t is the one of the periodic function represented mathematically. Okay, here the amplitude of the motion is found to be r is equal to, assume r is the amplitude of the oscillatory motion. Okay, that is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Okay, Then the initial phase means the state of vibration of the particle. Okay, the initial phase of pi is given by 10 versus p by a. So you already studied these two equations in the first PU level. Okay, here just recall the formula. So clear. So that is called what your periodic function. Okay, now dear students, let us consider spring mass system. Assume this is one of the spring mass system. Okay, on a smooth horizontal surface, or you may imagine your spring mass system in the vertical direction as well. Okay, now when the mass is pulled and then released. When the mass is pulled and then released, what happens? The restoring force set up in the spring. Okay, the restoring force F is set up in the spring. This restoring force constitutes an oscillatory motion. Please remember the restoring force what? The restoring force going to constitute an oscillatory motion. Okay, the magnitude of this to restoring force is found to be depends on displacement of the particle from the mean position. Clear? The magnitude of the restoring force set up in the system is found to be depends on what? Displacement of the particle. Also, we noticed that this restoring force always directed towards the mean position. Directed towards what? Mean position. Okay. Here, spring is extended. Okay. In this case, restoring force is directed inwards. Here, okay, in here the spring is what? Compressed. But here the restoring force is what? Directed outwards. Okay, means your restoring force always directed towards the mean position, or restoring force is always opposite to the displacement of the particle. Okay, this okay idea we are taken from the Hooke's. That's why it is called Hooke's law for a spring. According to Hooke's law, okay, the restoring force F, the restoring force what? F is directly proportional to negative of the displacement. Negative of the displacement. Clear? Okay, then mathematically F is equal to minus K into X. Okay, this is the mathematical form of Hooke's law for the spring. Okay, this Hooke's law for the spring also called force law for the spring, where F is called for restoring force or spring force. Okay, where K, what is K? K is called force constant or a spring constant. Here X is the displacement of the particle from mean position. Here we have a negative sign. Why do we have a negative sign? Because force and displacements are opposite direction. In other words, force is always directed towards the mean position. Then, okay, this Hooke's law is stated as the restoring force on a particle executing simple harmonic motion or executing oscillatory motion is directly proportional to displacement of the particle from its equilibrium position, and acts in the direction, look here, acts in the direction opposite to the displacement of the particle. Okay, this is the statement of what? Hooke's law for the spring. Okay, okay, now dear students, if the amplitude of this oscillatory motion is very small, if the amplitude of this oscillatory motion is what? Very small, or if the particle displaces through a small extent. Okay, and also this Hooke's law is found to be valid only within elastic limit, which generally is applicable for small applied forces. Okay, then that special type of oscillatory motion with the amplitude of oscillatory motion is very small. Okay, we are called as a simple harmonic motion. We are called as what? Simple harmonic motion. Okay, in simple harmonic motion, force, okay, or acceleration, because force and accelerations are directly proportional according to Newton's second law of motion. Okay, we found that the force acting on a particle or acceleration of a particle is always what? Directly proportional to displacement from the mean position. Displacement from a mean position. It is also always directed towards the mean position. It's directed towards the mean position or opposite to the displacement of a particle. Okay, that is the definition of what? Simple harmonic motion. Okay, well, this definition also you studied in the second PU level. Here I just to recall the definitions because this concept is very important in understanding the engineering physics. Okay, especially the chapter waves and oscillations. Okay, Now, dear students, we move on to the most important part of our today's topic and in the engineering physics. Okay, first, sorry, I am going to explain, give some examples related to simple harmonic motion. Okay, already we know that, for example, small oscillations of mass fixed to a spring, that is called spring mass system with small amplitude. Okay, is the one of the example for simple harmonic motion. Okay, then the pendulum, okay, bob, the simple pendulum bob, the oscillations of simple pendulum bob is an example for oscillatory motions, and also AC signals, vibrating tuning fork, and many more are the examples for your oscillatory motion. Okay, as I told you, now we move on to the most important part of our today's topic as well, for engineering, engineering physics. Okay, now we move on to the derivation of what? Equation of simple harmonic motion in differential form using Hooke's law. Using what? Hooke's law. Okay. Now, dear students, according to Hooke's law, okay, what is the equation? F is equal to minus kx. Mathematically, F is equal to minus k into x. Here, k is what? K is a spring constant or force constant. What is x? X is the displacement of the particle from the mean position. Okay. Here k is the force constant and r is the spring constant. X is the displacement of the particle from the mean position. Here, why do we have a negative sign? Because force and displacements are in opposite direction in a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, then according to Newton's second law of motion, okay, I hope this is a familiar equation for us. Okay, and also a most important law in the dynamics part, where it's called Newton's second law of motion. What is the mathematical form of Newton's second law of motion? Okay, F is equal to m into a. Okay, this is one of the familiar equation, especially for students. F is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, mass into acceleration is the expression for what? Newton's second law of motion. Okay, here, what is acceleration again? Acceleration is the second derivative of the your displacement. So, in the differential form, acceleration can be written as a d square x by dt square. Yeah. So mathematically, Newton's second law of motion is given by F is equal to m into d square x divided by dt square. This is the equation of Newton's second law of motion. Okay, dear students, now equating equation 1 and 2. When we equate equation 1 and 2, what's the resultant equation? M into d square x by dt square is equal to minus k into x. Okay, well, okay, then please simplify the equation. Finally, we will get d square x by dt square plus k by m into x is equal to 0. Clear? So this is the equation what we get on simplifying okay the previous equation. Okay, then dear students, okay, rewrite this equation as d square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. What is omega square? Look here, take omega square is equal to k by m, where what is omega square? Omega square is equal to k by, okay, let it be k by m. Well, okay, now look, omega square is equal to k by m. So this, okay, this is the equation of a particle executing simple harmonic motion in differential form. In what? Differential form. This is the one of the second order differential equation. Okay, that is d square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0 is the second order differential equation. The solution of this second order differential equation is found to be x is equal to a sin omega t plus b cos omega t is the solution of above second order differential equation. So how do we get this solution? Okay, dear students, you will get enough idea in the mathematics class. Here, please straight away write down the solution of this second order differential equation. Okay, you will understand how you get the solution of the this for the above equation. Okay, in the mathematics class, please go through please refer the mathematics books. You will get how to find the solution for the given differential equations. Okay, I hope here you directly write down the formula for solution of the above differential equation. Okay, now this is the equation of what? Equation of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. As I told you before, x equals a sin omega t plus b cos omega t is the linear combination of sine and cosine functions is a what? Is a periodic function. Okay, if the amplitude of oscillatory motion is very small, then this is the equation of what? Simple harmonic motion. Okay, with the amplitude, let A, okay, let capital A taken as amplitude of the oscillatory motion is equal to square root of A square plus B square is the amplitude of this kind of oscillatory motion. Well, dear students, now apply one of the boundary condition. Suppose assume when t is equal to 0, t equals 0 means what? Initially. Okay, assume x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 means what? The particle is at mean position. The particle is at what? Mean position. Because when the particle is at mean position, the net displacement of the particle is equal to what? 0. Then put in the above equation. Okay, substitute here x is equal to 0. Okay, and again put t is equal to 0. When we put t is equal to 0, what is sin 0? Sin 0 is equal to 0. Again put t is equal to 0 in the second term. What is cos 0? Cos 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, here what is b? B is equal to 0. Here b found to be is equal to 0 in this special condition. Then the above equation, okay, reduce it to x is equal to a sin omega t. Since b is equal to 0, so x is equal to what? X is equal to a sin omega t. It is also equation of simple harmonic motion with the above condition. Okay. Here, what is omega square? Omega square is equal to k by n. What is omega? Omega is equal to square root of k by n. This is called angular frequency of the particle executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, and here what is the amplitude of this motion? Here amplitude of the motion is equal to a. A is the amplitude of what? Motion. Okay, clear? This is the expression for simple harmonic motion in differential form as well as in the sinusoidal form. Okay, now dear students, we know that the angular frequency of the particle executing simple harmonic motion is given by what is the formula? Omega is equal to k by m. Okay, now let us get the equation of what? Frequency. How do you get the equation of frequency? Okay, the frequency is given by the formula f is equal to omega by 2 pi. Because what is omega? Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Therefore, f is equal to omega by 2 pi. Substitute omega value here. Okay, what is omega? The omega is equal to square root of k by m. When you substitute the value of omega here, you will get the equation of frequency as f is equal to 1 by 2 pi into square root of k by m. Clear? Okay, this is the one of the important equation. Please practice the equation of frequency of oscillatory motion. Okay, then time period. What is the time period? The time period t is equal to 1 by f. That is equal to what? 2 pi into square root of m by k. 2 pi into square root of m by k. Here, what is m? Sorry, dear students, how did you get this equation? Very simple. Time period is the reciprocal of frequency. Okay, look at the above equation. What is frequency? 1 by 2 pi into square root of k by m. Okay, you take the reciprocal of this equation, you will get the equation of time period. Okay, now what is equation of time period? T is equal to 2 pi into square root of m by k. Here, m is the mass of the particle executing simple harmonic motion, and what is k? K is the force constant or the spring constant. Okay, I hope you understood the concept of your equation of simple harmonic motion along with equations of frequency and time period. Okay, then dear students, now we move on to the test of MCQ type. Okay, this test helps us to know to what extent we understood today's lecture. Okay. First let's take the first question. What is the first question? The motion of Earth around the Sun is, okay, dear students, please have a guess. The motion of Earth around the Sun is an example for what? It's a what type of motion? You look at the motion of Earth around the Sun is what? It's an example for periodic motion. How do you say? Because already this is the one of familiar example for us. Okay, and then okay, we know that Earth takes nearly 365 days to complete one rotation around the Sun. Okay, we treated that motion is a periodic motion. Okay, here motion of Earth around the Sun is a periodic motion. Okay, then take second question. What is second question? If the frequency of oscillation is 10 Hz, what is the time period is the question. Now we have to calculate what? Period of the oscillatory motion. Okay, what is the relation between time period and frequency? Look here, F is equal to 1 by T. Here, F is equal to 1 by T is the relation between frequency and period. What is T here? Then, dear students, please, here there is a small mistake. Please take it as T. T is equal to what? T is equal to 1 by, okay, please write down like that, because we have to calculate frequency, time period. Okay, then substitute frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is equal to 10 hertz. So what is the time period? The time period is equal to 0.1 second. Okay. So what is the answer? C is the option. Okay, then third question. A particle executing simple harmonic motion is defined by, okay, x is equal to 4 sin 100t plus 3 cos 100t meter. The amplitude of the motion. We have to calculate amplitude of the motion. Dear students, what is the formula to calculate the amplitude of the motion? Please look at R is equal to what? Square root of a square plus b square. Okay, what is A? Look at A is equal to 4. Then what is B? B is equal to 3. Okay, please compare with standard equation. Okay, you will get the values of A and B. Now substitute here 4 square plus 3 square. What is the value? That is equal to 5 meter. Okay, it's one of the simple equation. Okay, simplify, you will get the answer. So A is the answer. Okay, now let's move on to the fourth question. A particle executes simple harmonic motion is defined by y is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 sin 2 pi t meter. The frequency of the motion is, okay, here we have to calculate what? Frequency of the motion. Okay, how do you calculate the frequency of motion? Dear students, very simple. Please compare this equation with respect to your standard equation. Okay, what is the standard equation? Okay, y is equal to a sin omega t. Here, instead of omega, I written as 2 pi f. Okay, I wrote as 2 pi f. Now compare with this equation. Look here, what is the value given in the bracket? 2 pi t. Look here, 2 pi of t. Now compare, what is the frequency value? Frequency is equal to 1. So f is equal to 1 hertz is the answer. I hope you understood this concept. Very simple. Compare this equation with your given equation, then you will get the frequency f is equal to 1 hertz. Okay, dear students. Then, according to force law for SHM, please remember and answer the question. Okay, please answer. Okay, look at the first one. Force is always directed towards the mean position. Force is what? Always directed towards the mean position. Okay, it seems to be correct. Okay, let's check other options. So then finally we will conclude which is the correct option. Force is always directed away from the mean position. Is it true? So it is not true, because force is not always directed away from the mean position. It is always directed towards what? Mean position. And again, look at them. So B is not the option. Again, force is directed towards mean position when the particle moving only away from the mean position. Is it true? Again, it is also not true. It is always directed towards the mean position, whether the particle is moving towards or away. So C is also not the option. Similarly, okay, go through D. D is also not option. So what is the answer? A is the answer for this question. Okay, dear students, I hope you understood today's topic very well. Now, these are the answers for the questions along with explanations. Please go through it. You will get the idea about the answers along with proper explanation. And these are the reference books what I used to prepare the material. Okay, dear students, thank you one and all. It's my great pleasure to thank you for your patience listening.